The program is about to begin. We need all aisles clear at this time. Please take this moment to put your devices on silent mode. Thank you.
Good morning. Will you please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and the playing of the national anthem? I pledge allegiance to the United States of America, for which it stands, one nation, under God, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Oh, I'm sorry. Please stand. My apologies. I didn't give it a long enough wait. My apologies. Cue the music. You may be seated. Welcome, family, friends, staff, faculty members, and school partners to the 17th commencement of Vivien T. Thomas Medical Arts Academy for the graduating class of 2023. At this time, I would like to introduce the stage guests and ask them to please stand when I call their name. Ms. Sarah Dexter Thornton, Assistant Principal. Mr. Beeks, School Guidance Counselor. Ms. Pinkett, Senior Class Advisor. My apologies. Mayor Scott. Ms. Singletary, Educational Associate. Ms. Anitra Washington, Guest Speaker. Mr. Sy, Post-Secondary Advisor. Dr. Jane Harris, ILED, Network 9. Dr. Rachel Pfeiffer, Director of Academics. Taylor Baskin, alumni class of 2015, bachelor's and master's, graduating from Morgan University. Dahalis Rodriguez Sever, valedictorian. James Pearson III, salutatorian. You may be seated. Will the staff of Vivien T. Thomas Medical Arts Academy please stand to be recognized? Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage Mayor Brandon Scott.
Good morning. All right, we are graduating the class of 2023, so we're going to start this over and start it right. Good morning. Good morning. There we go. Good morning, teachers, staff, parents, friends, family members, but most importantly, the Vivien T. Thomas class of 2023. Let me first start off by saying, class of 23, that I want to not only say congratulations, but thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you for believing in yourself and pushing through whatever adversity came your way to make it to this point. This is your day. This is an exceptional accomplishment, and I am proud of each and every one of you. Your education, young people, is something that no one can take away from you, and while this is the end of your time in school, it is merely the beginning of the rest of your life. Class of 23, your potential is limitless, but whether you reach that potential is totally up to you, because only you can keep you from your greatness. The only question that remains when you walk out of this door later this morning is if you have the courage to reach that limitless potential. And the immortal Muhammad Ali once said that he who is not courageous enough to take risk will accomplish nothing in life. You have to continue to take risks, young people. Continue to push yourself. Be willing to fail, because that's how you learn. Nothing in this life worth having is easy. Getting this diploma was not easy. Becoming the best version of yourself will not be easy, but remember, you do not have to do it alone. We will always be there with you. Your family, your friends, the folks that taught you will always be there with you, but we're also going to require you to be the best self for you. You have to push yourself. You have to push each other, because forevermore you will all be known as the 2023 graduating class of Vivien T. Thomas. We won't just look at you as individuals. If one of you succeeds and the rest of you don't reach the best version of yourself, we're going to look at you as a group. Continue to be great young people. Continue to go out and show the world what Baltimore's young people are truly made of, and that's greatness. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Please welcome to the stage our class valedictorian, Dahalis Rodriguez Silvestre.
Good morning to graduates, family, friends, and teachers, and staff members that are here today on this special day. I want to start off by saying thank you to all my teachers, and a special thank you to Mr. Sai and Mrs. DeBeek, who helped me so much in this journey. My heart is filled with joy and pride as I stand here as the valedictorian of the class of 2023. We all made it this far, and this is something everyone here should be proud of. When I find out I was the person responsible for holding the title valedictorian, I couldn't believe it. This was the result of 4-year work of hard work, tears, and trials. I'm grateful for all the people I met along this journey who made me a better person. I always say hard work pay off, A failed test doesn't define how smart you is, and no matter the circumstances, there are mountains you can move. We all started high school as strangers. Now we live in high school with memories and shared experiences that will connect us for life. We have all overcome the same circumstances together. Many people gave up, but the strong ones are here today, sitting in this room. This is the prime example of determination and perseverance. I want each one of y'all to feel proud because it wasn't easy, but we made it. Let our success in graduating high school serve as the motivation we need to continue on. Let this milestone serve as an example of what our determination has shown and as well what we are capable of. And now, as we step into the future, it's important to keep the same spirit of never giving up and perseverance. Life is full of challenges and opportunities, and it's up to us to embrace them fully. Whether it's pursuing more education, entering the workforce, or pursuing our passions, always remember you are the leader of your life. Always give thanks to God for each accomplishment. We must always remember to stay true to ourselves and our aspirations. We should use our unique abilities and strengths to make a positive impact in the world and leave a legacy that will inspire future generations. And lastly, this is for my mom. Gracias por traerme a este país para que pueda ser mejor persona, para cumplir mis sueños. Gracias por todo tu esfuerzo cada día y por tus sabias palabras, por guiarme por buen camino, porque por eso estoy aquí de pie, haciéndote orgullosa. Mamá, te amo. Thank you and congrats, class of 2023.
Thank you, Darhellis, for that speech. I would now like to bring our class salutatorian, James Pearson III, to introduce our guest speaker.
Good morning. Anitra Washington is a lifelong educator who has a passion for increasing leadership skills in students and teachers. Anitra attended Drexel University, where she first began working with teenagers on math and science projects. During her time at Drexel, she became the chairperson of the Pre-College Initiative Program for the National Society of Black Engineers. This program gave her first-hand experience in combining science and engineering content with activities and outreach programs. After completing her bachelor's degree in biology, she moved to Newark, New Jersey to teach at St. Benedict Preparatory School. The unique environment of working in an urban, all-boys school further ignited Anitra's interest in increasing students' achievements in STEM and the number of her students pursuing college degrees in science and engineering. Her experience at St. Benedict Prep led Anitra to pursue a master's degree in education with concentration in science teaching, learning, and curriculum at the University of Pennsylvania. In 2005, Anitra Washington returned home to Baltimore and continued her teaching career with the Baltimore City Public School System. Since then, she has taught various science courses in high school and transitioned into multiple positions, leading her to her current position as principal at Lily May. Ms. Washington has expanded her work to include students' leadership training through her summer work with Western High School students leaders who train for 5 weeks to become orientation leaders for the school's freshman orientation program. Her expertise in students' leadership has allowed her to speak at conferences for organizations such as the Brooklyn Friendship School and the Our Legacy Incorporated. Her biggest passion is helping students recognize their own greatness in navigating the tough age of adolescence. She has done through a variety of ways, including creating workshops, speaking at conferences, and serving as the advisor of Western High School Fashionettes. She truly believes that students are limitless and aims to help them see the best in themselves. Please welcome Ms. Anitra Washington.
Good morning. So, as I was driving down the street this morning, because I'm literally on the other end of North Avenue, it hit me that this will be the first year in my entire career that I won't be a staff member at a high school for graduation. And so it is beyond ironic and quite divine that I'm here with you this morning. It is my pleasure to be with you and to spend this time with you, that you all fulfill as much in me as I am able to fulfill in you in this little bit of time, and I promise it's a little bit of time this morning. I do want to start with the class of 2023, and I want you to take a little walk with me back to the fall of 19. Think about as you were probably those couple days right before school started. You had to get your uniforms, you knew that school was coming, summer just went way too fast, and the reality hit that you were going to be in a new space. You entered Vivien T to a bunch of people, some smiling, some mad because they were back, staff members who were excited, many way too busy, but this was new for you. In some ways, it probably felt like moving from elementary to middle, but the hope is that it really felt like kindergarten. That is the one time for all of us that education is really, really exciting. There's nothing like watching a kid get ready for the first day of kindergarten. As your freshman year began, lots of that kindergarten excitement probably started to go away because the reality set in that, yep, this is school. Day in, day out, you did what you had to do, things were feeling kind of normal, and it was high school. You found your people, you started some activities, you were digging deep in your learning, and spring break was soon upon us. Right before we got to spring break in the late March of 2020, we started to hear rumors. There were murmurs that something was going on. We all weren't really sure what it was. And if you all were like I am, you waited for the message, right? You could see it on the bottom of the TV. You started hearing people talk about it. School's closed tomorrow. It was a Thursday. Okay, school's closed tomorrow. It's closed Friday. We get to the next week, and there's 1 week between now and spring break. So for many of you, like many of the freshmen I worked with, this was the best thing ever. You were going to have this extended spring break. You'd come right back after spring break and get some work done. Unbeknownst to all of us, the world was about to change. That spring break turned into an almost 8-month departure from school. Things have never been so different. What was happening around the world was felt by each and every one of us. Your teachers had no clue what they were about to walk into. Your administrators were busy worried about whether or not everybody had what they needed. And your parents weren't sure what stay at home really meant, because none of us thought it was going to be home. Soon and very soon, the way that we learned changed. For most of you, that meant that either a camera was off or looking at the ceiling for an entire class period. You were hoping that that Google Classroom didn't quite say submit so you could ask for an extra hour before the assignment was due. And you lost touch with some people who meant a lot to you. That lost touch was different because not everybody had a cell phone at the time. Some people's Wi-Fi acted up the entire time we were away. And for others, the reality at home meant they were now the teacher and the parent and the caregiver. And so I'm sure that this class started a whole lot bigger. And there are people that you can think of right now who for a million reasons are not here today. In April of your sophomore year, you had the opportunity to come back. The question was, what was that going to look like? Well, it looked like there weren't the same people, because all you saw was their eyes. We had to figure out how to sit behind all of these weird desks and fit into lunches when we were socially distanced. And some of you still had the option to be at home. So your staff was then trying to figure out how to Zoom and teach in a room at the same time. How to figure out, do I grade it online? Do I give it to you all in paper? And for the first time for a lot of students, you got to see staff as real people. They were stressed out in a different way. They were worried about how to stay healthy. They were talking to you about medical issues that we never had to talk about before. And for you all, this was extremely important because you are a medical arts school. Eventually, at the start of your junior year, everybody came back. Lots of things were expected. Are we having junior prom? Are we going to start sports? Is life going to be normal? That normal was not so normal, but you learned. You stayed. You did the work. You showed up even if it meant showing up late to be greeted by your people at that late door every morning. Know a little bit about your building. You took time to figure out if you were really in the right pathway and how were you going to finish, even though you don't remember all the stuff from Zoom when you weren't paying attention. And somehow, some way, you showed back up this year, and clearly you all showed out. You did everything you needed to do. You worked with people who had probably driven you crazy in the past, but only had graduation in mind for you. And so I say this all to remind you of where you've been, because it proves that you are limitless in where you are going. The ability to do the things that we have done in the past 3 years have never been seen in education. They have never been seen in healthcare. They've never been seen in politics. And for those of us who are at your beck and call now as healthcare professionals, we thank you. We thank you for the time when you studied when you didn't want to study. We thank you for the moments where you cried and picked yourself up and still came to school even though things weren't great at home. We thank you for figuring out how to navigate relationships that tore your nerves up and you still had to come to school and deal with people that was stepping on them some more, but you did it. This is what life is for. Many people like to call healthcare professionals heroes. They are not simply heroes. They are people who choose to do hard things every day because they care more about others than they do about themselves. What are you going to do when you are now faced with the challenges that come with being the people who care about others? That patient that does not want to see you, that toddler that decided they were going to tear that office up before you walked in, the grandparent who has to deal with a sick child and you're the only person who can get them through that day. Take these lessons with you into those moments. Trust that everything you have been given is exactly right, and turn your doubt into power. Tuesday, somebody sent me a TikTok where a woman talked about the phrase benefit of the doubt. We've all heard it before. Give them the benefit of the doubt. And it blew my mind because her perspective was about the fact that this really means you are opening a door for somebody that's meant for you. If I give you the benefit of my doubt, that means you make a come up because I sat down. If I allow for you to take an opportunity that was originally granted for me, I'm going to be the one missing out. One of the things I need you to consider over the next few months as you all transition into your college and career is, why would you doubt yourself? Where does the doubt come from? Do you feel unskilled? Do you feel unworthy? Or are you just afraid? If the feeling is fear, let me tell you that the only thing that extinguishes fear is love. Love yourself enough to be reminded that yes, I can do this. I've done harder, I can do it again, and even if I fail, I can still jump up and get myself together. Step into hard work in a whole new way. I'm sure you hear the adults in your life talk about how great it is being a young person, and that once you get grown, everything changes. Adulting is a different kind of hard. I'm gonna say that one more time because some of y'all gonna be ready to be grown before your time is here. Adulting is a different kind of hard. It requires a fight in us that makes us the most selfish people ever. I mentioned before that healthcare workers are giving and caring. But in this little gap of time between now and the first day of your professional career, I need you to be real selfish. I need you to start telling people no when they have no good for you. I need you to put yourself first when it comes to being able to care for yourself both physically and mentally. I need you to get the rest that you need. Because again, this adulting is a different kind of hard. And anybody who tells you hustle hard and work harder might not have that all right. That can only get you so far for so long. Your hustle needs to be built on your passion. And that's the only way you're going to keep doing it. People who are hustling to chase a dollar simply end up burning out and typically not as rich as they wanted to be. But those who learn to endure are the ones who have the come up in the end. You have endured. You have succeeded, and even in the moments where you feel like you failed, if your GPA doesn't look the way that you want it to look as you walk out of here, you get to do it again. If you feel like you're not going to be able to handle the career that you're entering, pause, think about why, and either dig deep or pivot. That is the other gift of youth. At one point in my life, I thought that I was going to swim with the dolphins. Seriously, I was going to work for SeaWorld. This was going to work itself out. I was going to be a marine biologist. By the time I got to college, the path changed, and I figured I was going to be a nurse practitioner. I found myself working on a biology degree, found a place to volunteer at the hospital down the street from my college, and spent time in labor and delivery. I learned very quickly it's not what I wanted to do. It wasn't personal enough. If you've ever watched a live birth or had a birth, you know that your nurse practitioner or doctor are the last people you see that day. They come in, get that baby out, tell you good luck, everybody's healthy, and leave out, if all goes well. I like people. I learned very quickly, I like young people. I think that there's something about being able to see in you things that you can't see in yourself that allows for me to get my job done every day. I see it in the people you work with, and I can tell you that that is what will allow you to pivot when the time comes. As I was in my senior year of college, I had no clue what was about to happen. Didn't want to work in a lab, knew I didn't want to take the MCATs, wasn't quite sure what this path was going to be for me. Someone reminded me that I had always worked with teenagers, so why not teach? In my mind, at that time especially, I didn't want a full day dealing with kids. But I did know that I knew my content and I was good enough at working with kids that I would give it a try. 2 weeks after graduation, I was at my very first school. Years later, I found myself back in Baltimore, because I am from here, and I never thought I would teach in Baltimore City. And here I am, 18 years later. It is the pivots and the moments where you trust other people more than you trust yourself where great things happen. I did not apply to be a principal. Let me just remind everyone, I remind myself of it. It was not what I applied for. I looked for a job that was parallel to what I had been doing, knowing there was a vacancy. I was like, sure, any boss will be fine. I'm going to try something new at this lower level, right? Very quickly, it became clear that no one was going to fulfill that role the way that I figured I could. Took a very deep breath, opened up my big mouth, and let them know, if you are in search of a principal, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get the job. In that case, it was a test, a very long test, that I will admit I didn't study well enough for. However, because I had been doing it for a long time, and I remembered all of the strategies that every principal I know had shoved down my throat because they too wanted to see me win, I passed. And so in a year, I had gone from an assistant principal in a high school to a principal of a middle school. Adulting is hard. If you are rooted in what you love and who you love, and you are willing to do the hard work, it can be the greatest joy ever. Your job at this point is to identify those passions, do the hard work, and please just get on with living. Adulting is hard, but it ain't being a young person. We live in it, we relish in it, we love it. Anybody you meet who is miserable at 40 or 45 did it to themselves, let me tell you. And for those of us who took the time, listened to the lessons, and watched the people, we are doing just fine. For as crazy as many of us may seem most days, stressed out, worried, whatever it may be, we show up because we love you. Class of 2023, I need you to recognize, you don't get moments like this often. They will not come again. This is it for your first set of education. You get to make the decisions on what happens next. Do you trust yourself and your people enough to do what you need to do to succeed and lead into your next phase so that you can cruise and be happy in your purpose once you get old like the rest of us? I challenge you to do those things. We support you, we love you, we appreciate you. Congratulations to the class of 2023.
Ms. Anitra Washington, thank you on the behalf of Vivien T. Thomas. We would like to present you with a small token.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Bring it in. Congratulations.
Please welcome Assistant Principal, Mrs. Sarah Dexter Thornton, to the podium.
Good morning again, everyone. I have the proud honor of recognizing the honor graduates. The following students have achieved the highest scholastic averages in their class from grades 9 through 12. Please stand to be recognized. Dargelis Rodriguez Silvestri, James Pearson III, Dallas Joyner, Michaela Williams, Jasha Ward, Igosa Asagi. We would like to recognize also the dual enrollment graduates. The following students earned college credit in the dual enrollment program. Please stand as your name is called. Gary Davis III, Janae Garland Elam, Tayana Gapu, Sydney Jackson, Dallas Joyner, Igosa Asagi, James Pearson III, Dargelis Rodriguez Silvestri, Kayla Scott, De'Ara Walston, Michaela Williams, and Taylor Williams. Please be seated. Thank you.
Please welcome to the podium our CTE lead, Ms. Singletary.
Good morning. Students, please stand when your pathway is called. I now recognize nursing assistant pathway completers as designated by the bronze pathway cords. 100% of the students completed the nursing assistant pathway. The following students are fully CNA certified: Brittany Clark, Tayana Harris, Michaela Lewis, James Pearson III, and Taylor Williams. The following students have passed the CNA exam pending clinical hours: Anaja Baylor, Dargelis Rodriguez Silvestra, and Jasha Ward. I will now recognize pharmacy tech pathway completers as designated by the green pathway cords. 100% of the students completed the pharmacy technician pathway. The remainder of the students will be certified by the end of June when they have completed their required internship hours. Ronika Tyson and Dallas Joyner are fully certified pharmacy technicians. I will now recognize the biomedical science as designated by the gold pathway cords. 100% of the students completed the biomedical Project Lead the Way pathway. One student is eligible to receive college credit for successfully completing the required coursework with a B or higher, maintaining a 3.0 or higher GPA. Isagi Ogose. I will now recognize dental assistant as designated by the purple pathway cord. 87% of the students completed the dental assistant pathway. I will now recognize EMT as designated by the blue pathway cord. 100% of the students completed the emergency medical technician pathway. I will now recognize sports medicine as designated by the silver pathway cord. 50% of the students completed the sports medicine pathway. You may be seated. Thank you.
This year's seniors class received over 100 college acceptances to 33 different schools. The following schools are Baltimore City Community College, Bowie State University, Community College of Baltimore County, Coppin State University, Eastern University, Frederick College, Hood College, Howard University, Hudson University, Jackson State University, Lincoln University, McDaniel College, Miles College, Morehouse College, Morgan State University, North Carolina Central University, North Carolina Agricultural and Technical University, Old Dominion University, Penn State University, Salisbury University, Seton Hall University, St. Mary's College of Maryland, Stevenson University, Susquehanna University, South Carolina State University, Tougaloo College, Towson University, University of Maryland, Baltimore County, University of Maryland, College Park, University of Maryland, Eastern Shore, Voorhees College, West Virginia State University, and lastly, Xavier University in Louisiana. Collectively, the class of 2023 was offered over $1.2 million in renewable scholarship money. Students received scholarships from the following schools: Coppin State University, $96,000, Eastern University, $72,000, Hood College, $80,000, McDaniel College, $472,000, Morehouse College, $50,000, Lincoln University, $32,000, Susquehanna University, $168,000, Seton Hall University, $100,000, Stevenson University, $64,000, University of Maryland, Baltimore County, $6,000, and Xavier, Louisiana, $135,000 in scholarships. At this time, I would like to turn the ceremony over to Mrs. Pinkett, the senior class advisor.
Good morning. Congratulations, class of 2023. Having gotten to know you over the last few years have enriched my life. Having been blessed to know the remarkable growth you have achieved. You have shown great fortitude, resilience, and perseverance within the last 4 years. You are fully equipped to go out into the world with confidence in your ability to communicate and analyze the world you encounter. As you cherish the fruits of your labor, I wish you I wish that success keeps following you in everything you do. Dream new dreams, embark on who you are, embrace life with passion, and keep reaching for the stars. Thank you for allowing me to be your class advisor. Go into the world and leave your mark on people's lives and in their hearts. Congratulations, class of 2023.
Please welcome back Principal Farmer back to the podium.
Okay, so now we're getting to the real part, the good part. Students, you will now receive your diplomas. Please follow the directions of the faculty, family, and friends. We remind you that graduation is a formal, dignified ceremony that deserves respect. Accordingly, please hold all applause and celebrations until the end of a entire row. Thank you. In the recognition of the records and the achievements of the students of this class, and by the virtue of my authority vested in me as the principal of Vivien T. Thomas Medical Arts Academy, I certify that these students have met the graduation requirements of both Baltimore City Public Schools and the Maryland State Department of Education. I take great pleasure in recommending to you the graduating class of 2023. I have the honor of presenting to you Dr. Jane Harris, Instructional Leader, Executive Director of Network 9.
Acknowledging the certification and the recommendation by the principal and by the authority vested in me as the Instructional Leadership Executive Director, I take pleasure in presenting to you the graduating class of 2023 for the conferring of diplomas. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and pleasure to present to you Dr. Rachel Pfeiffer, Executive Director of Academics for Baltimore City Public Schools.
Well, I almost told Dr. Harris we should switch it up. It is a pleasure to be here with you, and in recognition of the certification of these graduates, the recommendation of Principal Farmer, thank you, ma'am, the acknowledgement by Dr. Jane Harris, our Instructional Leadership Executive Director of Network 9, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Baltimore City Public School Board of School Commissioners, by the State of Maryland and the Department of Education, as the Executive Director of Academics here at City Schools, I take great pleasure in accepting the graduating class of 2023 for the conferring of high school diplomas. You are official.
Dargelis Rodriguez Silvestre. James Pearson III. First row, please stand. Ashana Avery. Tajay Backus. Anijah Baylor. Brittany Clark. Akaya Bright. Gary Davis III. Nyana Diggs. Desire Farr. All the way down. Jonay Garland Elam. Tiana G. Destiny Hall. Second row, please stand. Tiana Harris. Sky Morris. Sky Hawkins. Denasia Holly. Sydney Jackson. Kayla Jones. Dallas Joyner. Kiesha Langston. Michaela Lewis. Jamora McCain. Kayla Morris. Kataja Myers. Taisha Nelson. Igosa Sade Osage. Third row stand. Najee Owens. Joseph Petticord. Tyair Perkins. Vita Powell. Kayla Scott. Kajanae Shellman. Amaya Smalls. Samaje Stith. Trayshawn Taft. Sade Thomas. Ronika Tyson. Brianna Vines. De'Ara Walston. Last row, please stand. Jaysha Ward. Micaiah Wheeler. Kai Williams. Michaela Williams. Taylor Williams.
Give him a second while they clap.
We now congratulate the class of 2023. Will the students please rise? As a symbol of your graduation from high school and all of the hard work it entailed, please move your tassel from the right side to the left side of your motorboard. Congratulations to the new alumni class. We now ask the class of 2023 to raise their right hand so they can be inducted into Vivien T. Thomas Medical Arts Academy Alumni Association. The alumni oath can be found in the back of your program. I hereby pledge unbroken allegiance to our alma mater, in appreciation for the opportunities for development afforded me as a student of Vivien T. Thomas Medical Arts Academy. I pledge active membership into the Alumni Association wherever I may be, through association with fellow alumni. I shall ever do my best to uphold the ideals and traditions of our alma mater. I can't hear y'all. I pledge, as a citizen, to exemplify the high ideals thus implied, rendering positive service to community, state, nation, and to so live as ever bring honor and respect to our alma mater. We will now begin the recessional. We ask that you remain in your seats until all graduates have left the auditorium.